The Marla and Dave radio experience begins in 3, 2, 1.
Now, if you're ready, we will begin.
Welcome to the Marla and Dave radio show. This is reality radio with a couple that keeps it real. Current events, pop culture, music, relationship, fitness, the hot topics of the day. Marla and Dave Thomas. This is the Marla and Dave radio show. Real radio. Turn up!
Welcome to the Marla and Dave show. It is Marla and Lalah Hathaway and Rocky, Whitney, Thyris, and we said that this is the Chasing Summer crew. We'll tell you all about that in a minute. I'm not going to get into what that really means because right now it's kind of irrelevant to the point. The point right now is just that we're all here. And from what I understand, that's a feat. We all have different lives. We live different places. And we are all stuck in what we call eternal traffic.
Heaven.
Can I tell you guys something, though, right quick before we even go on? I think that the Easter Bunny waved their magic wand, and I got here today in like 22 minutes from the valley.
Oh, that's not bad.
Today's off
Chavez Day.
Chavez.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
It's
a holiday.
So it wasn't.
No.
It had nothing to do with Easter Bunny.
No.
It was
all
not.
Caesar.
No. I thought I was being led by the cross. No. Not the bunny, but the.
Sorry. The cross.
Anyway, hilarious. Okay, so you know what? We have so much fun, and you know how I really wanted everybody to see this show today, and to really experience it. Everybody, the question I get a lot, just being friends with Lalah, is how are you guys friends? You're so opposite. They don't understand it. So I say that there's many sides to Lalah, but all the sides are lovable. So my thing today was we are the ladies of Chasing Summer. And so I said, you know what? You don't believe me. Lalah is hysterical. She's personable. She's a hoot.
Wait, why don't they believe you?
They believe me about that. It must be me. Oh. It's not you that they're struggling with. I think it's me. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is, I just said, you know what? Today's going to be one of those days. If we were all sitting around chit-chatting and hanging out with each other, we have a blast. Doing absolutely freaking nothing, by the way.
We laugh a lot.
We do. So I said, you know what? You don't believe? Come hang out and just, chill with the rest of us. So every time Lalah comes to the Madhouse, you're not a stranger to the Madhouse.
True.
Everything is always good. Good times, good conversation.
There's never any food, though.
Even better music. Well, who's doing that?
I don't know. I'm going to bring snacks next time.
You think so? We need snacks?
Snacks are critical.
Some sort of beer nuts.
Did you say beer nuts? I like beer nuts.
Beer nuts.
Beer nuts are cool.
Like, darling. Corn nuts, something.
No, it's not whatever she likes. We're not eating corn nuts up in this freaking studio.
We can
Tea?
boom chicka pop.
You know what?
Boom chicka pop.
Yes, the boom chicka pop.
Yes,
Yes.
That's that crass.
323-524-2599 is the phone number for you guys to call and join us today in the conversation. Bring your questions, bring your comments, bring your compliments. Just call us and say, hey, what's up? So what we like to do always is get started with our week in review.
Yeah.
And there's certain things that I always update you guys on. First and foremost, always, because it has been such a story that not only is it worth following, but I think it's important to always share what's going on. So the DJ update. DJ is doing well.
Yes.
DJ is back in a care facility. He is in therapy and managing his brain differences, learning to understand them and how to get through life and to do the things in his life that he has to do to be his best self, which is the most important part. Because even though he may have differences, we all have to make decisions on who we want to be as adults if we want to be able to be productive in society. And we have to learn those things. If you have the vitamin deficiency, then damn, you got to take vitamin D or whatever it is. So, I want us to get rid of the stigma and deal with that. Take Six is on the road.
Yes. They have a new record coming out, don't they?
They do.
They do.
And I'm not so hip on the whole streaming thing, Lalah. So clearly, you just know how to jump right on it.
Yeah. Well, they do have a new song streaming on Spotify. I forget the name of the song. Mark, what's the name of the song? It's streaming on Spotify.
It's the one we play at the end of the show.
Yes.
What's the name of the Change the World?
Yes, it's Changed the World. A beautiful Eric Clapton and Babyface song.
Oh,
So if you have
But sung
time,
by
you
a
should
really
go to
good, talented
Spotify and
artist.
stream. Stream me too. But stream Take 6. we're gonna build up
Plug.
the Take 6 Spotify streaming platform because there are not enough young kids that know who they are. So they got to get their streaming.
Get your streaming on.
Get your streaming on.
So Iconic. She jumped right into, which is good. Now we can go to my fourth agenda,
Yes.
which is Marla and Dave show is also on Spotify.
Is it? Nice.
So spot your over to Spotify and download Lalah Hathaway Take 6 and the Marla and Dave show.
She said download. She meant
Stream.
what she meant was
Stream. Yeah.
go over there.
Listen,
with
my
no hope of
lingo
ever
is still
owning it.
old school, but the vehicle is new.
Yes, I understand.
Just saying.
Take
Anyway,
your-
get
Take
the
your cassettes over to Spotify and just
And then
check
dial
them
up the DJ.
out. Dial
and
the
make sure
DJ.
you don't erase it with your Etch-a-Sketch.
And record it on your cassette tape.
Right, exactly. Oh, Mark is on. He says change the world.
Yes, it's changed the world.
Look,
That's like my
let's
favorite
get
song.
to another item of my weekend review. We took a road trip.
Yes.
So, can I just talk about my
No one
little
got killed.
friends here and complain for one little minute?
It's not gonna be about you.
I'm starting to feel like, hey, impromptu road trip. It's going to be fun. Let's all hang out. By the way, we got to go to Mel's house. Can you climb the fence?
Don't
I'm
be
like,
buff. Don't be so buff.
Don't be in shade.
you know,
so buff. I don't know what to tell you,
I
babe.
Are y'all
said
talk-
one of us has to do that.
Yeah,
and then you volunteer.
oh, no. She did say that. Rock did say that.
You were the only one that had appropriate shoes as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
You did it really well too.
Children, if those who are watching just know that I'm the one, when your friends do this to you and they all just sit in the car, you going to jail. I just want to tell y'all.
Right.
Just be careful. That's all I'm
I'm
going
the
to try to tell
friend that
you.
goes and gets help if we need it. Yeah. That's me. That's my function.
That's what you do?
Yeah.
That's
But
your
now
job.
that
We
we have
all
Whitney-
have roles?
Now we have Whitney, so I don't even have to go get an attorney.
We are Whitney,
I'm
right.
their attorney.
We
Right.
have Whitney.
But I'll even climb a fence. I just need to have tennis shoes on.
Okay.
That's all.
So you were
I would
inappropriately
actually-
dressed for the task.
It just so happened. Yes. I hadn't heard anything about that.
No one
fence
else had on
climbing.
their breaking and entering shoes.
Hilarious. I came dressed to climb a fence. Last famous words before the boat. I want to thank Sadia Sanders, by the way, for coming in last week. She has a platform called the Urban Spinster. And so, do you guys know what a spinster is?
Yeah.
Is anybody here a spinster?
I probably am.
Would you
Never
label
been
yourself
married,
that?
No kids after a certain
T,
age.
are you
Yeah,
are
I'm
you
a
a spinster?
spinster.
I've never
In the
been
house?
You're a spinster?
Probably. Spinsters and divorcees. I'm gonna have a club called that. Spinsters and divorcees.
Well, we had a very enlightened conversation about the comfort and the life of someone who has chosen to be single into their very adult life in their 30s and 40s, never having been married, never having children. And so she started a platform, which is, again, the Urban Spinster. So urban_spinster. And she's got some journals that I want you guys to be sure to go online and download from her site because they're pretty insightful.
Journals?
They're journals. It's a journal to kind of just like get your mind in a mode of not feeling like you're at a deficit because you don't have a someone at a certain point in your life. So I think that it's pretty instrumental, and that's what I think that you should do. Get the guided journal.
Yeah.
From
Or
Urban
just
Spinster.
go on Tinder.
Or just get a mechanic.
Get you a mechanic.
Get a mechanic.
right.
As
That's
Whitney
what
was
everybody-
so kind to share with us the other day that
Mechanics are critical.
all you need somebody to do is lift your hood and tweak things.
No,
and
you
you're
need a
good.
good mechanic. You don't need just a mechanic.
You need a good mechanic.
Yeah,
well,
that's
it's
it.
not
That's
a
the thing,
mechanic if
though.
he's not good.
Well,
that's
there
a
you
one
go.
night stand.
There you
We're
go.
we're
That's
gonna
a one time. I mean,
we're gonna actually talk about that because I want to know what the collateral damage is to actually get to finding somebody in your life like that. Is there collateral damage? I don't know. I'm just saying. We got a lot to
That's
we
a
got
good
we got a
question.
we got a lot to talk
That's a
about.
good question.
Depends on how you define collateral.
We're right back after this
Exactly.
after
To
the
the
show.
side.
You're listening to the Marla and Dave radio show on the Universal Broadcast Network. Current events, pop culture, the hot topics of the day. It's time for MaD News on the Marla and Dave radio show. Ladies and gentlemen, Marla and Dave.
Hey, you know what's so funny? Dave does this, and Dave is the one who does all of the. I'm the content person, but Dave actually does the production. And this is the second week in a row. I know he's watching because he's at his parents' house right now in Huntsville.
Nice.
And
Hi, David.
I never look up the news because I'm a bonehead and I like to fly by the seat of my pants. And so talk amongst yourselves. Layla?
Oh, I want a video.
Rocky?
You're singing, I want a videotape.
Well, that, by the way, we talked about the road trip. That I want to just jump into that right quick. There's nothing funnier than and actually more refreshing than this group of ladies here. Everybody is so independently themselves.
Wealthy?
No.
No.
Let's plug that in. Well,
We can roll that way though.
Yeah, let's
We
call
can
it
get to
first
that.
of all, Layla, you're the only one with the big fancy Tesla.
Well,
Super fancy.
no.
So I don't know if that
That old
counts
thing?
for something.
The hands-free Tesla.
Yeah.
Right.
fun.
Let me just bring this up right quick, which is not necessarily on my news list, but Tony informed me today that a news story that someone's what is it called? When the Tesla
It's the auto drive.
you summit the auto drive. Yeah, it killed someone.
No.
The
but-
auto
but-
drives don't kill people. People with auto drives.
And may I just point out, because I am a junkie, that Volvo has already stated that Volvo had the right equipment, and it was actually Uber who disabled the
She said
equipment.
Uber.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It's all you gotta
So-
pay attention, even though it's auto drive.
So
That's gonna be
Well, because
some
that was
nasty
actually pretty.
litigation.
By the way, that
Driving
was very
listeners away in
impressive
the
to
car.
me the other day. That when we got ready to leave the restaurant, we were standing in the parking lot, and the car just backs up on us all. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And in my world, I think of things like demon possession, like who's in the
No.
car.
Knight Rider.
No.
Knight Rider.
Yeah,
Christine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just eek eek eek. I'm expecting to hear the music any minute.
It's to make your life easier. That's all it is. You can't use it like that. You can use it on the freeway and it helps. But it's to back out of the space so either your doors can open because they're X-wing doors, or you can floss because you're totally flossing.
Well, your car has a very special.
Don't tell them.
No, I'm going to say it's special.
Don't
And
tell
I'm
them.
not going to say what it is, but it's
the
so
flames.
It's so special that it does garner a lot of attention
Absolutely.
everywhere we go. So on top of the fact that it's not enough that we fly,
I love cars. I am a girl that likes cars
and video games.
and video games.
Gadget Girl Supreme.
I'm one of those people. If I had a lot of money, I would probably have a really ridiculous fleet of cars.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what else would you buy?
A Bayron. I'd get a Maybach. I would like to have
Really?
a couple little smart cars.
Here's
What
the
about
here's,
classic cars?
I love classic cars too. I like the Thunderbirds. I like the Aston Martin.
Make sure one is a stick.
Yeah.
Right?
I have
Don't
my
have a
original
stick.
car that I bought when I was 20 years old, which is a Nissan 240SX.
Well, here's a news story that I'm gonna just bring up the title, and then we just can just wax eloquent about this for one hot second, because it'll be a good transition for us. There's a woman who claims her Martha's Vineyard home was used in dozens of porn videos
That's probably true.
without her knowledge.
Did she rent it out?
We'll be right back.
This ain't your mama's radio show. Can you handle the truth? Then get ready for a real radio experience. Ladies and gentlemen, Marla and Dave.
That's the question.
Welcome back to the Marla and Dave Show. We're here in the house with the Chasing Summer ladies. Now, do you guys want to tell everybody what that even means? I'll let somebody else jump in. First of all, because we weren't always that. Rock,
Always that.
were you the original?
I was part of the original, and we were staycationers because our mission last summer was to visit all places that would afford us a staycation: Santa Barbara, Napa Valley, Palm Springs, San Diego. So that was the initial thought behind it. Now, how
happen.
it got to stay Chasing Summer, I will.
I don't.
push
How
to the
did we
next
turn
part.
this?
Cyrus.
Well, no, Marla came on and she's like, "It's not summer anymore. Why are we?
Is that how I talk? Is that wait a minute? Are you? Is that a Marla mocking? Is that how I sound? T?
It's my rendition. It's my rendition.
That
she
was
said
very.
She said it very.
That was very
authoritatively.
bossy. Yeah, I feel.
You did.
You're
You
never
did.
bossy, Marla.
Not,
feel-
not at all.
Never.
I'm starting to feel like I wasn't
Any
asked to
bossy
climb the fence. I
friends.
think they were kind of trying to throw me over the fence. No, yeah, it was. There's a group of us that we are all connected by one way or another, and we were on a Marco Polo. Which, by the way, again, these ladies are just tech savvy. I didn't know anything about a freaking Marco Polo. I didn't.
Pretty dope.
And then Layla was like, "Hey, have you gotten on Marco Polo?" And I'm like, "What is that?" That's a good Lalah impression, though.
Yes, it was.
No.
You better work.
Okay, I
That was
said,
good.
okay,
You
I'm
better
gonna
work.
I'm gonna work on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's always trying to lead someone down the path.
Yeah.
Please join me.
Hang out.
I don't want to do it alone.
Oh my God. Okay, you know what? We didn't do our mood song, but it's. Do you have that? It's super important that we do it.
What is the mood? I can't wait.
The mood sets the tone for what we're dealing with today.
Okay.
And so, go ahead. Can you hit me, Tony?
I think I know what's going to be.
What? Oh! Go Rock.
Get it, Raquel.
Okay, so let me tell you really why I picked that song, because normally when I knew Rock would go in, and normally when I have Lalah on, Lalah's fans jump on me on YouTube afterwards. Today they can dog Rock. They can be like, did you just come on and try to sing the song with Lalah sitting there? That's what they're going to do. Watch. I'm going to start singing you stuff.
No,
You see
they
what
know.
happens.
They know. They
do
know
that.
Raquel's a singer.
We all do that. We all sing your songs.
We're all.
We-
I
yeah.
appreciate
Like to
it.
sing.
I love my friends.
You know,
I had to
we
be
do.
quiet
So
at the last
is that
concert.
painful for you that we just...
No, I love it. I love to see people engage in music, and Miss Williams goes all out.
Okay, so Lalah, speaking of going all out,
Yes.
and we've got all kind of activity here. We're streaming. By the way, welcome if you're on Periscope. Welcome if you're on Facebook. Welcome if you're in the UBN chat room. 323-524-2599. We got a phone call. Caller, you're on the Marla and Dave show with Lalah and the ladies of Chasing Summer. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Brandy from Charlotte.
Hey, Brandy from Charlotte. How you doing?
Good.
Did you have a comment or a question or just anything? You want to just chit-chat with us?
I have a question, but I also would like to chit-chat.
Okay, well, we don't have a lot of chit-chat time, but so dump your question first. Let's get to that.
Sure. Miss Lalah,
Yes?
what inspired the song Dreamland?
Dreamland was inspired by, it was supposed to be a lullaby. I was in the process of making a record that I thought would be a lullaby for kids, a lullaby album. A friend of mine had the guitar track. Another friend wrote the lyric, and he sent it to me, and I married the two and created that melody. So it was really inspired by my nieces and wanting to create a record of lullabies.
Sweet. How's that, Brandy?
Cool. Nice. Thank you.
All right, thanks for calling.
Take care.
So, okay, so we talked about, and I played "Lie to Me" as well because Rocky and I, that's one of our So Rocky's one. We were in the car the other day on this little fun road trip. We just ran up to Palm Desert for the day, and I started to find out in the car. Whitney was there as well. That we had very similar. Whitney, you went off the wagon. You're a rocker. You like to rock as well.
I do.
Yes,
I do.
yes.
We had a Pat Benatar moment in the car.
I'm about that Pat. I am about that Pat Benatar life.
What about you, T?
I did.
You did what?
Had a rocker moment. I mean, we grew up in LA. So
Yeah,
we
in the
grew up
80s.
Kiss
Come on,
FM.
man.
We grew up in
So-
the 80s. We listened to Kiss FM.
And K-Rock.
Yeah.
We had everything
Rock
at our
of the
disposal.
Hey, you guys know the Kiss still only plays 10 songs.
Yeah,
Just in case you guys
Four of
didn't
them are
know.
Drake songs. 4 of those 10 are Drake songs. Yes.
Drake collabs.
Drake collabos. Excuse me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, for the music situation, I'm glad you brought that up. We got to get into this conversation. So, lately, you've been on the road
Yes.
and you have become progressively outspoken and annoyed
Yeah.
at people who are streaming
Yeah.
during your show.
Or with their camera up
Look.
or put it down, Whitney. The worst thing in the world is to try to connect with someone and be looking at this.
You should, you know what? You should shine that at your camera because that's actually, I didn't realize that the light would be that annoying to me.
It is super annoying, particularly when you're trying to create and you're trying to get in a zone. And we used to say, take a picture, that's fine, but then don't use your flash and then please put your camera away so we can connect. But people literally are streaming the show on a full-sized iPad during the show. And I think people got upset because I asked them not to record, but really, what comes out of my mouth is my intellectual property. I'm giving it to you and creating it for you in this moment, but you don't really have the right to take it home and show it to all your friends. That's not how it works.
So, what do you say to? Because I've read several things online. So, what do you say to the critics who feel like that Is it that it's a personal issue that you have because there
It
are other
is.
artists?
It is. It's super personal.
Right, because I was seeing things like, nobody complains when it's Beyonce and blah, blah, blah. And the people in Dallas really got
her weight up. If she was playing in a room more than 60 people, she wouldn't care. Like, I would still care, and I'm creating for you. And I think I'm not mad if you want to take pictures and all of that stuff. Just don't come to my show.
Right. And so I was going to say, do you feel like that's going to affect your...
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I hope not. No. I think most of the people that come to see me are looking to have a certain type of experience. And it's never the same in your phone. Nothing ever is.
Mm-hmm. No. I hate those people.
It's hard because you're sitting there and someone's with the camera, and
I don't mind if you do it for a little bit. But
yeah,
I mean,
get your
people that stick their thing up and you're trying to watch a show you can't see.
Yeah,
it's not just distracting for you. It's just
now that is
trying to have the experience. I think they're like, that's my money. I paid. I said, but I didn't pay money to watch you
watch it through
your screen, which is in the way of my being able to see. So it's not just about.
So if it was snippets, so let's just get to the actual direct issues. Number one, it's distracting.
It's distracting.
Number two, it's taking property that is not theirs to be able to use at their discretion. So in other words, you don't own this.
Who knows how many people have watched a YouTube instead of gone to a show? Who knows how many people get to the show and know what the set list might be and know what the stage looks like? It used to be an experience to go take in art. And now it's ruined on Facebook. So I like for people to come and just be open and put your phone away and enjoy the show.
So what are the safeguards? Can you actually control that? Is it controllable?
We have in the last 6 months we have walked out about 20 people.
Oh, so they can be escorted out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or taking the phone? Can you take the phone?
No one wants their phone taken, and I understand that. I have been to a couple. I saw Chris Rock this year. Dave Chappelle has those Yonder packets, which your phone go in and you to make a call or check on your kids or look at your Facebook or play Candy Crush, whatever you want to do. You can step out into the lobby and open your pouch and then come back and sit down and enjoy the show.
I like that.
It's a great idea. It's really expensive
though, aren't they?
Really expensive.
What do you mean, a Yonder Pat?
It's a company called Yonder. They make these little phone pouches that, how you go in a store and you have a magnetic thing on and they take it off? The pouches close like that. When I saw the Wrinkle in Time premiere, everyone had to put their phone in a pouch. And after, you get your phone out of the pouch.
Hey, what'd you think about did anybody else see the movie? Rock, Whitney?
Not yet.
I loved it.
Talk about it. I want to see it.
I loved it.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it? My mom saw it. She was.
I haven't seen it.
I loved it.
She was confused.
Really?
Is it close to them? Is it close to them?
I didn't read the book.
Oh, it's my favorite
Rock,
book
you
growing
gotta
up.
when you can pull it towards you as well.
It was really beautiful.
Oh.
I thought Ava did such
it's
a
all
great
good.
job, and she's like,
I love
the
her. I love her.
first. She's a maverick, so I support her.
Go ahead, Tony. We got a call. Caller, welcome to the Marla and Dave Show. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Oh, it's Brandy again.
Brandy, you're back.
Brandy might as well come sit at the table,
She
right?
said she wanted to chat.
Hey, Brandy. Hey, girl. What's up?
Well, hi. Can I get a seat at this table?
You're at the table. We said come hang out with Layla. So here you are. Did you have a...
All right, cool. Next, I have another question. I have a list. All right, so what advice do you have for young female music industry hopefuls? I guess those who not necessarily want to sing, but maybe who just want to work in the business. Like, do you have any advice, or do you see yourself as being like this really cool stage mom who like offers all these tips and kind of leads the way?
There are a lot of things you can do to be involved in this industry. I'm glad you asked about other things around the industry because everybody kind of wants to be a front person or a singer or a producer. I would say find other people in the business that you can meet and maybe be mentored by. Where did she say she lived? In Charlotte. I don't know what's happening in Charlotte, but I know there's a lot of music in Charlotte. Pastor John P. Key is in Charlotte, and that's a whole lot of music going on in his church. There are a lot of places you can go and find people to help sort of mentor you along the way. I don't really have any kind of tips about the industry. You call back and tell me your tips once you find them, because I'm looking for them just like you are. I'm only really like 8 blocks up the street from where you are.
Not 8 blocks.
Yeah, it seems like a big thing, but we are all searching for the same situations and cosigns and checks and opportunities. So when you figure it out, you let me know. Everybody's path is different.
All right, Brandy. Thank you.
Bye, Brandy.
All right, thank you.
Bye, girl. So right quick, Whitney is not a stranger to the Madhouse. Rock's not a stranger, but we have Thyris, who's brand new. So you quickly just tell everybody, how you are acquainted.
Okay. Whitney is my connection. I've known her since we were in our 20s. And funny
Well, that's
thing
amazing.
is,
She just turned 29.
years.
Yeah.
Just a few weeks.
Yeah.
Just a few weeks.
And funny thing is, we used to carpool together. Mm-hmm. And who did we listen to all the time, all the way to work?
Patterson and Lalah Hathaway. That's
And
the
here
people
you
we
are
listen to.
at the
We're
table.
good.
Look how life works out.
That's actually true story.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Carpool
We
where?
used to listen to Heaven Knows
To
on
work.
repeat over
To
and
work.
Yes.
To work.
And Whitney, I know that I've been acquainted with you and associated with you for a while now, through Layla and Rocky, which to me, you guys are almost like the Layla and Rocky situation is like
so
one. It's
special.
like one noun.
It's
Like it's like
special.
Layla and Rocky. Like
Yeah.
it's
Like
Lay and
Rocky and
Rock.
Bullwinkle.
right.
Lay
Yeah,
and
there's-
Rocky.
like they
Lay
come.
and Rock.
Matter of fact,
Lay Rock.
I have to
Lay
catch
Rock.
myself
Lay Rock.
in our friendship because I honestly a lot of the times feel like that when we're doing something or there's an invitation or whatever, that if I've told one, I've told the other one.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like and it's I know that you guys aren't really Siamese
Thank
twins,
you for
but
being my friend.
there we go.
Travel down the road.
Go on, girl, sing it.
back again.
It's really hard to hide the 30-year-old thing when y'all be singing songs like that.
Oh, yeah.
So-
We take you back.
Yeah,
Do your
way
view-
back.
do your viewers and listeners know that Whitney is actually named
Whitney Houston.
Houston?
Yes, that was part of last
That's
week.
her legal government name.
Yeah,
government
and
name.
and that in itself is just it's
That's all Rocky
it's,
calls me is Whitney Houston. I love
It's
when she
epic,
says
but
that.
now it's kind of tragic. If you want to
Yes.
just be totally honest, it's a
It's a
I,
ruin my
I
ability
love
to
it.
get
I love the fact
reservations.
that there's a living Whitney Houston that
Yeah.
I can call on. I appreciate
You
it.
can.
Yes.
Yeah.
and what law do you practice?
I am transitioning. It's been a very interesting experience. I am developing my own transactional practice after years of litigation, which I still do to pay my very large mortgage. But generally speaking, what I like to do is look at stuff and review stuff and help people make good decisions about how they can stay out of litigation.
Of jail.
Jail is just but mostly just out of litigation. People
Try
always
to help
bring me
them
stuff
avoid
after
the-
the things, and I'm like, I wish you'd have come talk to me. I would have never let you sign this. I wish you'd come talk to me before, and to do it at a reasonable price so people aren't, people feel like they can't get a lawyer, they can't afford a lawyer. And my position is, you can't afford not to have a lawyer.
That's a good one.
Really, it's true. You need a lawyer.
Yeah.
You really do, and it's especially if you're going to be in businesses like entertainment.
And matter
if
of
you're
fact, I
start
think
up a business. Those are like
for
critical
entertainment, I
places.
think that a lawyer is more important than an agent.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I mean, if I had to have a one person on my team,
Yeah.
it
would be legal.
We are risk managers. Our job is to try to
definitely.
manage risk, and so that you can avoid finding yourself in situations where you get sued or feel a need to have to sue somebody, because those are never good situations.
Plus,
It's
you're
a
plugged in
lose,
anyway.
lose. It's a
Look,
lose.
it's also about being connected. Somebody here on Facebook says, Sonia says that I was at the Kurt Franklin concert this past weekend, and folks were videotaping the entire show. She said, not 30 seconds. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the thing, and I don't know. Here's a funny story. When we were in Hawaii with Take 6, they said, please put your phones away. And there was a guy sitting on the front. I almost gagged laughing so hard. Not only was he recording the Take 6 show at the Blue Note, he had, can you guys see
A
this?
selfie stick.
No, he had a tripod. And he was sitting at the very first table at the stage. And he propped his phone up like this. And then, no, it gets better. Claude goes over to me. He goes, do you see this? He moves his mic away. And I'm like, bro, I can't call it. He says, watch this. And Claude goes over and goes to the dude like, what's up? And the dude hands him the phone to take to the stage. And I said,
At that point, I'm all in your photos, swiping left in your photos. That's right.
That's
I'm
a kind of
deleting.
that's
I'd
a
have been like,
delete.
oh, look.
Or
is this,
sharing.
Is this your wife? Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
I
Right.
see.
Is that
like,
your wife?
yeah. Whatever. I mean, it literally he did. He
If
handed
people don't
him
realize
the
how
phone.
disrespectful it is.
Well, we were at a concert, the three of us, and you guys were sitting in the front. It was a concert in Huntington Beach. He shall remain nameless. And the guy was taping. And I was sitting behind the guy, and I'm like, oh, his camera's getting on my nerves. Is he going to tape this whole concert? I can't believe he's going to tape the whole concert. He's distracting. And the artist finally said, you know,
RP.
can you just be here in the moment?
Yep.
Just be in the moment.
Yeah.
And the guy just kept taping, and I'm like, fool, he's talking to you. He's going to get
Yeah.
you. And eventually he said, bleep, bleep, I'm talking to you. And the guy was like, oh,
People are not even paying attention at all, even when you're talking right at them.
right at them.
It's bizarre.
It's just a
It's
really
sad.
dangerous thing we've gotten. I mean, I understand, and I love taping, and I'm glad, let me just
Listen.
be clear. I love our historians. We have Raquel and Rena, and they're like the most amazing historians. They get stuff, and you're so happy you go back and you say, you're a good historian too, actually.
Right. I try.
But you have to be, it's moderation. It's like anything. It's like, you know what, you want to see something for a second, you want to give a flavor.
We've created this though. And the thing about it, for example, to be totally honest, we could take it away from entertainment.
It's anything.
When someone gets harmed or something happens,
Yes.
pet Marla Thomas Peeve. Pick the damn lady up off the street instead of
Videotape.
oh my God, did you see that?
World star.
Literally,
It's like,
there's
I know, it's
there's a
horrifying.
Somebody's injured and bleeding, and you're taping.
not even a
I'm
joke.
like, is someone calling 911?
So that's where we've become that, and so now it just transitions into all areas of life.
Yeah.
We're
And
voyeurs.
it's and
Yeah.
I'm guilty. I mean, I'm guilty not of that because I'm
definitely guilty. I'm a voyeur.
I love
really?
to people watch.
Yeah, I will watch you do it. Not
you
you.
do what?
I'll
Okay, we'll
watch-
talk about that when we get
What
back.
would you will watch who do it.
Yeah, we're gonna find
Can you
out.
share
Whitney.
more about
We're
that?
gonna find out exactly what Layla is watching and watching them do what when we come back from this break.
We tried to.
Guys, listen up. Learn something. 26 years of marriage from two unique perspectives equals 52 years of relationship experience.
Excuse me, that's 58 years? Oops, I made a boo-boo.
It's time for Ask Marla and Dave. Answers to your questions about life, love, and relationship based on Marla and Dave's real-life experience. It's about to get real. Ask Marla and Dave.
All right, this is the Ask Marla and Dave segment of our show. I just got to slam Layla. She said you got to change that, and then oops, a little boo boo.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the part of the show where you write into the show, you write into our website, and you ask questions. We pick one question that we can answer live online, and we just give our personal, honest take on whatever the question is that's chosen to be dealt with. So you don't have to wait on the phone and do all of that. It's a question right here. So the question today is, hey Marla, I've been yo-yoing back and forth with my weight for several years. Recently, I got on a routine that seemed to be working out well, or should I say, for 3 months. Now I seem to have hit a plateau, and it's really frustrating. I'm doing the same thing without exception and still can't knock off these last 10 to 15 pounds. I know you're a trainer and just wondered if you may have any helpful hints. Signed, Stuck.
Oh.
Okay, so yes, I do have some helpful hints.
Did I write that? I didn't.
I
write
was
I
like,
was like,
all
that
I
could
kept
be-
thinking was, "Hey, twin."
that. Did I write that?
Hey, girl.
So this is a standard question, and it's an easy answer. To be honest with you, I just want everybody to visualize, since we're talking about cameras and film, that your body is very much like it is the most expensive computer that you will own. When you turn your body on and you give it new information, it works for you. So if you just let it sit dormant, it's still running, but it goes into power saver mode. So the bottom line is, to be honest, routine should change. And even if you change the order in which you eat a nutritious, reasonable day, and you eat your breakfast at night and your dinner at the top of the day, it gives your body a metabolic confusion. So every 3 weeks, if I write you a program, I'm not writing anybody a program. It expires every 3 weeks. Then you have a week to get back to me to get another one. And it's not for business sake. It's because I want to keep giving the body information. So
We need a
it's
chasing
not,
summer.
Yes. We need a
program. I'm just
chasing
saying.
abs.
Yes.
We need to go
We
get
need
some.
to- yes.
And then we need a we made it to summer, and then we need a nude beach day.
Ooh.
Who's going there?
Speaking of voyeurs,
No.
that's no nude beaches.
Not
Late,
from,
really?
not from on the beach.
Watching the
Anyway,
video.
so that's the Ask Marla and Dave. If you have any more questions about fitness, to me, my thing is to try to help everybody make it easy. 3 components: water, reasonable nutrition, and move. Those 3 things will keep you in shape, and you don't have to do so much of it. Just do it on a regular basis. Hope that helps. We'll be right back to the show.
Intelligent, fun, and super real. This is the Marla and Dave Radio Show.
All right, so Layla brought up something that's very interesting. This part of the show is, ladies, this is truth or truth. So we're just gonna, we jumped out there. Whitney, first of all, you came in way grown last week. And me too. What? No, I'm not. I loved it. I'm just saying, we learned a lot. We learned about mechanics.
I'm just mechanically inclined. That's all. I don't think there's anything
So
wrong with that.
when we started the show, we were talking about your service.
I told him about
First
it,
of all,
too. He
does
thought that was
anybody
funny.
else? I mean, I know that everybody in this room. I'm the only married human being in the room. So everybody. Oh, that's right, Tony. Tony, I'm sorry, you're
Wait
brand
a minute,
new.
Tony married now.
I was married now. Yes. Who's about? What about peanut M&Ms? I don't even know what the hell you guys are talking about anymore.
Who's peanut? Oh.
People are saying all kind of stuff in the chat room. By the way, when people said that they could write and ask questions, one was, "Will you marry me?" Someone wanted to know. To you. They just yeah. So here's my truth. Here's my.
That was beautiful.
His name is Brian Davis, and he said, "I'm glad I'm finally going to ask the question." I was like, "And what's that?" He said, "Lalah Hathaway, will you marry me?" And I'm like,
that is so sweet.
That's it. You should say no, Layla, because
Thank you, Brian.
yeah.
Thank you,
you
no.
have to. Yeah, you have to say no.
Marriage is scary to me.
And that's my truth question to you, by the way.
Yeah, marriage is a scary proposition.
Is marriage? I know that you've had lasting relationships, but is marriage an option for anyone in this room? Well, I know Brittany's been married, but would you,
no.
so that's it.
Whitney says no
She's
more.
done.
T.
It's an option.
So marriage is something that could.
Of course, it's an option.
I mean, some people don't listen. When I talk to
It's
Lexi,
an
my
option that
daughter,
I could be a
she's
size
like,
4 again too. So
Say it again.
I said it's
an
an option
option
I could be a size 4 again. It's highly unlikely,
Yeah,
but it's
I
an
mean,
option.
I don't know. I mean, I'm super monogamous person, and I'm
Right.
in relationships, and they last for decades at a time. So I'm married.
so. But what's the hold up with the final step?
Part of the hold up with a marriage for me is that you have to declare your love in front of church and state. Neither of which thing I have a lot of respect for. So,
Really?
Not really.
So it's the institution itself that.
Yeah, I think it's the institution, it's the paper, it's the contract, it's the binding. I don't know. I just didn't. It was never an aspiration of mine to be married as a young girl.
Rock?
Ditto. Me too.
Has that changed through the years for you guys? I mean, at one point when you were in your 20s, were you like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get married"? Does anybody? Nobody had the marriage dream in the room.
I did, and I got it.
She did, and she got
I
married,
had the
but no.
dream, and dreams die. So,
Oh wow.
let me just back up. My ex-husband is a wonderful human being. We did our run. It was 20 years. It was a long.
You were
ass
married
time.
20 years?
Yes, ma'am. 22 if you count the separation period. From 1995, our divorce was final last year. But we've been separated for about 3 years. Yeah. And
Wow, I didn't know that.
no, it was
I
a
mean,
long-term marriage.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why and I have kids, and I don't feel like there's any reason to do that again at all. I mean, I not saying I wouldn't have a committed long-term relationship with someone. I just don't feel any need to have to go through. It's hard to get unmarried, too. That's the other thing. It's expensive, and I have my shit, and I don't want to share with other people but my children. I don't want to have to even have that kind of conversation. I don't want to die like my mother-in-law did and have kids fighting over estates because it's two sets of kids from
Listen,
two sets of...
when
I'm
you
not
ask
trying to do all
Whitney
that.
Houston a question,
Sorry. Sorry.
do you understand?
I'm just saying.
She gonna tell you the
I'm
answer.
just saying.
I would do it. I would do it. We would have to sign prenups. I would also take out a significant life insurance policy against that prenup.
Well, see, I watch Dateline, and those are dangerous. That's all.
What, prenups?
No, the policies.
The policies.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people end up. I just watch Dateline.
What?
She watches a lot of murder porn.
What are you saying?
No, I mean, well, if you watch Dateline, it's a lot of, murder mysteries or whatever. And a lot of times it's a spouse, and it eventually goes back to the money of some sort of, policy, insurance policy, or whatever. Not that I really believe, oh, goodness, but that's something to consider. Like, I'm not going to meet someone and be like, oh, God, he's going to get me for my policy. But,
What?
No, but that's something to consider.
We don't need a policy?
Like, yeah, because, like, if
Hilarious.
he's running into hard times, and then it could be like, oh, Lord, now I drunk some bleach, and I didn't know what it was.
What?
Or we go take this romantic hike, and we're
Rock.
on the cliff.
Radiator fluid.
Rocky,
Radiator
you're
fluid. That's what that was
you're
getting.
actually beginning to worry me.
Okay, I'm kidding.
Yes, and then Nicole's also online. She says no marriage, thanks. So yeah.
I think it's a beautiful thing. I respect my friends that do it. I just don't know that it's for me to do.
Here's what I will say. I've changed a lot of my, I'm never embarrassed to say that I changed the way I think through the years. What I thought when I was younger, it shifted so drastically within the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. And to be totally honest, I believe that I think that there's only 2 or 3 reasons why people stay. Most people in marriages grow way past the people that they're with because the foundations aren't even there. Like, in other words, I stay most importantly because it's a friendship and there's no seeking, if that makes any sense. Because there's a lot of stress that just says, when you get to a certain point, am I honoring myself in this scenario, or am I just in it because I said that I would? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I about the vow and the years, or am I still absolutely super compatible and moving like this with another person? And so it's a weird thing because you don't grow together.
Because you're hardly ever
No,
move
it's at
like
different
that.
paces.
I just said you don't.
You just
No, let me just say this. I'm making an absolute. No one grows together.
No.
You just grow to accept each other in where you are at any given point. Yeah. But you do not grow together. It's
Absolutely
like, wait,
not.
my head blows open with the things that I thought back when I was seriously 20 to 30, 20 to 32. Mm-hmm. When I looked at that picture online and I had the braids and I thought, oh my God, all I thought when I posted that picture, someone sent it to me, a friend, I saw my face and I remember what I thought at that point. And I'm like, that's so freaking long gone.
Yeah.
None of those thoughts even exist anymore. I'm like, who the hell was that?
It's because they condition us to believe the two become one.
Took it right
There's
out of
no
my
such
mouth.
thing.
Took it right out of my
condition
mouth.
us.
See, Dave,
It's
it's
a fairy
not. I'm
tale.
my own
It's a fairy
person.
tale.
fairy
We are
It's
tale.
my
sold a
vagina.
fairy tale.
It's a fairy tale.
I don't know about that, but see, that's,
It is my vagina.
Yeah, I'm teasing. See that, but that's the thing, though. I mean,
Girl, I
think
got
if
to
you're-
fight for it at home. What do you mean?
That's, see,
it's
that's a good
mine.
thing. That's a reason to stay. That's a reason to stay.
That's right.
So I think that you hit on it, though. I think that if you're only staying because
You're counting
you're
years.
long, it's and
Or
you
you're
don't
honoring
wanna-
a 10-year-old promise.
You're loyal
or
to an oath.
Then you're oath, and I was for a really long time, but we had definitely grown in different directions, and definitely that was the only reason I was staying, and that was not, and my parents and my brother, like my brother's been married 20 years, my parents been married 50 years.
Peer pressure.
So a lot of pressure. So that's
All
not
right.
the right reason to stay.
So next question on the table for truth. Porn. There's a word. We talked about it earlier. Is porn a yes around the horn, or is it a no? And why?
Around the what?
Around the table.
Yes.
The lady, the horn. Around the horn.
For sure, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Have you got
Can't
T?
stand it. Can't stand it.
Oh.
It must be this side of the room all the time because this has happened the other day, but the urban spinster was in the seat. Are you getting any leftover? Is there some type of a the urban spinster was here, but yeah, she's and I'm anti.
You know what? I hate the idea of porn, and I hate to see particularly women subjugated. But past that, it's okay.
Okay, the thing. Somebody answer this then. Since T and I, let's talk to them, because what I don't like about porn is not a judgment thing. It's just so freaking fake.
What part are you watching?
yeah.
All of it,
I'm
the
not watching
overdubs
the
and
narrative,
the,
no.
and it's like, I could do.
And the
I'd
music,
rather if
add
I'm
the
gonna do
music,
something, I'd rather
add the
film it
music.
myself
I don't care how you met.
and look at
I
my
don't
own
need the
situation.
narrative.
We just fast forward through that part.
We don't
We,
watch
we
that
get
part.
to the
Yes,
part where,
yes.
and usually, like, if you've been watching porn for a while, you
All right, so
really
you guys,
got-
are you excited? Is porn a stimulant or is porn
yes.
an activity?
Both.
I mean,
That's
it
a
assists
real
an
question.
activity.
Don't give me that look, Hathaway. That's a question.
What do you
Don't
mean?
squint.
What do you mean?
Is it a stimulant?
Is
do
it
you
a
use
verb?
it to? Do you use it to
Is it a verb or a
to
noun?
bring? Is it like foreplay, or you use it to masturbate, or is it an activity?
Yes.
All three.
What
Yes.
the hell? Yes.
All of those
Yes,
things.
You can use it for everything.
Yes.
I was asking like
All of
who
those
for
things.
it,
Yes.
so
Yes.
both.
Yes.
So
Everything.
any and everything. T, what don't you like about porn?
It's corny. And see, I get into storylines and narratives,
Oh,
and then I hear
that's not what
the
it's for.
platform. That's not the genre.
That's not what it's
I
for.
need
then I hear
Steven
the weird music
Spielberg.
in
I
the
need Steven
background,
Spielberg
and
to
I'm
make porn. Come on.
Listen, if you want to
Lee Daniels.
That's not porn.
Watch a
That's
movie.
erotica.
Yeah,
And
that's
I don't watch that because that's dumb. I want to watch. Yes.
Okay, have
the
you
thing.
ever watched yourself? Have you ever filmed yourself? Either one of you guys?
No. Have I filmed it? No, I think there's only one set of nude pictures of me in the world. And they're in the world because I have possession of them, but once you take them, you can't take them back.
Yeah.
So even though I say in the world, because if my photos were to ever get out, I could never say, oh man, I can't. If I really feel that way, then you just don't take them, which is what I try to tell young people. I mean,
you never recorded yourself? You?
Have I ever personally recorded myself?
Oh,
I
yes.
didn't.
yeah.
Not you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you? Oh, wait,
No.
hold on,
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen, we're on to something.
Split.
She has now drained the spinster juice out the bottom of her seat. Yes, she's leaking worldly. Squirting.
I would never make it.
So you don't watch porn, but you make it.
Ooh. For my own personal use.
I'm not mad. Hey
She's
man,
my
not
own
mad at the
personal
porn. She said the porn is corny.
me too. That's how I feel about it.
Okay, we gotta find y'all some uncorny porn.
There's no such thing.
Well, let me
What-
just ask you. Okay, let me ask you this: do you guys get stimulated when you watch the act of sex with two people? Where you see two people having sex,
Or more than two.
or several, or like any kind of
But no children or animals.
no children or animals, but as freaky as possible. Hopefully. Thank
Now
you.
let me tell you what I have done before when I was younger. When I was younger, I used to look for the most bizarre things just because I just wanted to see like, what is that real? Like, is that? And then I'm over it.
You
Like,
mean sexually?
yeah, like
Fetish porn.
Because there
Yeah.
are like monthly events you can
Okay.
go to downtown and lofts and things. If you
that's
just
going to be
wanna-
my next question
Yeah.
on the truth table. The fetish. You brought it up. It's a fetish question. I have a confession.
Let's have it.
Yes.
My confession is that I'm stuck watching Pimple Popper. Does anybody?
Oh, God.
Literally?
Mara's in the
Oh, that's
car with
gross.
me like, hey,
I can't watch that.
look at this.
Oh, I can't.
People
I
to get
can't.
blackheads out of other people. Like, what is wrong with you?
Wait, have you seen the one with the 25-year-old
Oh my
black
God,
guy?
that's why they don't watch porn. They watch blackhead
No.
pop.
Blackhead poppers. What do you mean?
Oh,
That's gross.
when it's really
what-
close.
oh, yeah,
on
the-
AMSR.
That is another fetish.
Crazy.
Okay, we're back.
Jackie says, hold on, I got to put my glasses back on. Girl, I'm old. Jackie says on Facebook, she says, my friends give me grief about this. I was engaged at 21. He went to the service and returned a different and demanding man. I thank God every day for not letting me get into that marriage. He recently divorced and apologized, but I'm thankful that I didn't go through with that deal. Yeah, well, and that's the thing. If you live long enough, you actually live into, I literally call it the what the hell was I thinking moment.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Wow, did I really go there?
I like those moments though.
Do you?
They challenge me. Like I feel like I'm on my right path, and even the decisions that I regret a little bit, I know I made the right decision in that moment because it's a decision I made and it's a path I'm on. So I'm not mad at those.
Do you have regrets?
Yeah. What?
Do you have anybody have a regret that they can mention that they want to mention? Something that they just like, what I really hate that I did that.
I regret that I was afraid for a long time.
Yeah, that's one of mine too.
I had a lot of fear, and I'm like, I have less of that, but I regret that I allowed that fear to rule me for such a long time, for me to allow myself to think things about myself that weren't true.
I think I'm most afraid of disappointing myself. Is that a weird like?
No.
I have a deep
Not at all.
fear of, and I think we talked about this earlier. I think as friends, the couple of things that have happened to me in my life that I did to myself, choices that I made, had such an impact on me. And they may not have meant anything to a lot of other people, but it had such an impact. It totally shaped my sexual choices and experiences, and just made me feel like, okay, I don't want this to happen to me ever again. So I'm kind of, it's weird because I live out loud, but my intimate self is like a little child. It's like a girl.
Yeah.
Like I have a true. I'm not only when I'm super comfortable and am I extremely adventurous in the bed.
So you weren't just talking about sexual regrets, though. You just meant
Just in general. When you said fear, I'm sharing my. Yeah, well, I already know you don't have sexual regrets because
now it's getting good.
Because
No, I do not
yeah,
have sexual regrets.
Now it's getting
Are
really
those graham
good.
crackers?
she brought.
Graham crackers. I love me some graham crackers.
Now
We're
getting to the
we're
really
making
good part of the show.
we're making s'mores.
where Marla tells us about her sexual regrets.
I would like to hear about them.
My sexual regrets.
Yes.
We talked about one. One of them was engaging in a sexual situation.
yes.
One of my very limited experiences. No. Are you doing the?
And this is the Layla we all know and love.
Who else thought we could be her friend? Because that's Lay right there. Right there.
Okay,
Right
Rocky.
there.
You know you're gonna have to save her if she chokes on that cracker, cause
She's not going to mess up her lipstick.
Layla does have the lock on lips.
She does.
I don't know
London.
why the hell you don't have your own lipstick line. It's
I
crazy.
don't either. I should.
What are you
right?
thinking?
You should, because you got perfect lips.
Her
Thank you.
lips are like it's.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but I appreciate it.
So yes, that was one, and so to me, that was an experience that I had that it.
Want to know my sexual regret?
Yes, I do.
That I didn't have sex with many more people.
Really, you wanted more experiences? Really? Well, don't you think more penis, more problem?
I
No.
think there's still time to figure it out.
Not necessarily.
No.
The right penis. I keep
He's
saying
going to
this.
propose
Okay,
to you
so
again
let's
now.
let's
Here
get
comes many more marriage
Yeah,
proposals.
let's get to that. Well, and because that's another one I think I asked the other day, but let's get to that, Whitney, because to be honest with you, how many people would you say? I'm not going to make you give a number, but
Good,
just
'cause I
give me a
wouldn't be able to.
round figure on what you had to go through to actually identify and find the mechanic, because everybody's not the one.
So, no, this is very true. So I was married for 20 years. So, I mean, I had one mechanic. But, I mean.
After that, post
So,
marriage.
post-marriage, first of all, I always had a very free-spirited attitude towards sex. Even as a young person, when I was younger, I was like, why y'all not doing it? Well, you'd be a slut. I'm like, I'm getting dick. And you guys are worried about being sluts. And I'm having amazing sex often. But you do you. So now I feel like everyone caught up to me, because at about 30, nobody talking about sluts anymore. You can have as much as you do. Nobody ask you how many people you had sex with anymore. And like one of my dear friends who's not here, who should be here, my other partner, Rena.
Right.
She was like, damn, same thing you said. I regret that I, was worried about the judgment associated with, I mean, when I think about when I had sex, yes, there were times where I was like, kind of like, me too. But most of the time I was just horny and I wanted to, so I did.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I
hey.
don't know how to like, it's not.
As is your right to do.
Yeah,
For
and
sure.
I was like, I don't really care what
that's
other
what we do
people
to
think.
women.
But interestingly enough, even inside myself, and maybe those two experiences, but I had the opposite driver. My driver was, and I'm going to tell you the truth, I think it came because my dad was a pro athlete and I would ask questions. My dad would talk openly, and I was a girl in a house of men, and I never wanted to be the girl who was being talked about around the watering. I didn't want that for myself, and that was something in the back of my mind said, man, I don't want somebody that I've been intimate with to be sitting around talking about, man, shwoo, I knocked that,
But they do. Guys who do that anyway. Generally, the guys that I was attracted to weren't doing that. But if they were, it was good. We had a good time. So what? I can't.
I'm saying you didn't hold that, right?
Do not be worried about what other people. I'm grateful that you're thinking about me.
Right.
I can't be worried about that. I never could as a young person. That's been consistent. I didn't just come across now. I don't know. Some people say like, oh, you have low self-esteem. I'm like, I felt weird about the fact that I really just didn't care. And I mean, I wasn't like every dude I met or, but if I wanted to,
right.
I did.
So you didn't let the rest of the, like, you weren't inhibited in your, you didn't let any of that hold you back.
No.
Okay, 323-524-2599. I know we've scared you guys, because I know you guys, whatever burning question that you have that you want to ask Layla and Rock, Whitney and T, Thyris, feel free. By the way, the name.
Don't start.
Yeah. Okay. We'll be right back. You have just seen several of the properties that Dwell is a full-service realty. I am an agent as well with Dwell Real Estate and Investments. We have some really cool things that are on the table. Just feel free to contact me literally at Marla, DwellCaliforniaHomes.com or 818-699-4676 and ask me about the home loan product that we have going on now with one of our partners. Zero down, and I'll give you all the terms, everything that you need to make home ownership more than a dream. It can be a reality. Make sure that you contact us and let Dwell help you buy, sell, or lease. Let us move with Dwell. Boom.
You know what's crazy about that? Remember the first house I bought? You were the person that I went around looking at houses with, remember?
And fitness.
And fitness. And you broke my ankle at tennis.
Are we back? Oh, I didn't hear no bumper music. I was like, wait, what? Are we, where am I? Oh, we're back. Okay, good. We're back into our segment. I'm like, okay, so the poll question, what am I doing here? Listen, I don't have it all together, guys. Just so you know.
It's
that
okay,
I don't have to.
in retrograde.
Mercury
is. Oh my gosh, is it ever?
T was on the, don't even get me started. I literally almost had a brawl today at Costco at the gas pump.
Why?
I'm not even kidding you. That was real.
Something you don't know about.
No, yeah. Layla needs to do a series called Tesla Tales.
Yeah.
Because as Rocky and Layla and I were parked in the Cabazon parking lot doing a supercharge, just getting a little bump, a charge bump at 3:00 in the morning on our way back from Palm Springs. And I'm thinking all I kept thinking, you're talking about prenups, and I'm thinking to myself, this is where murders happen. If I was somebody who was trying to do something nefarious and crazy, because everybody there has got something, yeah. I'm thinking to myself.
That was well lit, though. There would have been a lot of.
No, what did I say to you? I said, so Layla, what happens if somebody comes up and tries to, she's like, I'll just back right over them.
Listen.
So we that would be a good one. Road trips, Tesla Tales with Layla. That would be awesome. Okay, so we were talking. Oh, we're not going to talk right now. Someone's going to talk to us. Hi, caller. You're on the Marla and Dave show. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Scotty Will from Kansas City. How you ladies doing?
Hey, Scotty.
Will from Kansas City.
Scotty,
yeah, I just called to say hello to Layla and say hello to Rod.
Hey, Scotty.
Scotty, are you a mechanic?
I did think I called the wrong number at first, talking about porn and everything else.
Oh, no. That was not us. That was us.
The monkey
Lord. But anyway, you guys are doing a good job. I'm enjoying the show.
I'm glad you tuned in.
Will I see you in a week or so? A few days?
Well, yeah, I will see you in Columbia.
Okay. I'll put you on the list, all right?
Okay.
U+1. Thank you.
Okay. Peace out, fam.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, Scotty.
Bye.
Is that
Bye.
all? Is that all that has to happen?
No.
Your fans just call in and just.
So I had this website in 1998 that was basically Facebook and Twitter before Facebook or Twitter.
The Pank Room.
The Pank Room. And
I remember
Scotty
that.
is one of our guys from the website.
Is he the gatekeeper?
He is the actual gatekeeper. He calls himself the gatekeeper. So when people come and join the site, he extends a welcome. He's a longtime fan of the LalahHathaway.com.
Is he like a moderator?
He's not really a moderator. He's just in there spreading good cheer.
I love that.
He's just a good cat.
We need that. We need more of him
Absolutely.
because the internet is trolly.
Absolutely. I have the
Yes,
greatest
indeed.
website people, by the way. We just lost one of ours named Jackie, who was with us since the early 2000s, and she passed away a couple weeks ago. She's only 54 years old.
Oh, boo.
That's
54
tragic.
years old, yeah. And so we have sort of been galvanized in our little Facebook group. But shout out to Scotty. Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Awesome. Okay, well, Whitney, don't roll.
I'm not. I'm listening.
Did we end with you?
I mean, yeah. I don't know what we were talking about.
We
embarrassed.
were talking. Look,
You were being uninhibited.
Yeah, that's it. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. I didn't care what other people thought necessarily. I've never.
Did you
been
grow up with a
big one.
brother?
I did. He was younger.
So Layla, does it matter to you that are you a little bit more because even though you're Layla friend, you're also Lalah Hathaway, and
I don't know
so
what that means.
yes, you do. So are you? Does that have anything to do with your inhibition? Like, in other words, would you feel like you just can't jump into a sexual situation because somebody be like, I'm Lalah Hathaway?
Because, I saw you on the Bobby Jones Gospel Hour. Maybe. I think it's mostly because I'm super myopic, and when I fall in love with someone or something, I stick with it. I think that's what it is.
Okay, so I see that I'm just picking up pieces of everybody's.
Try rock.
I am. You already
I
know.
think we should try rock.
I think we should. Go
think
ahead,
rock-
Whitney. We're
Rock is like a still water run deep type person.
But I think I'm a lot like Whitney Houston. I can't say Whitney.
I know.
I mean, yeah, we have the same thing, mechanics, or just, I just feel like
It's just sex. It's a verb.
I can definitely. Oh God, I think my nieces are watching. Yeah, I can. Hi, Shay. Anyway, yeah, I think a lot of times I can just listen and Whitney Houston is very articulate and she has a way of phrasing, and a lot of times I'm like, yeah, that's what she said.
Did either one of you have how did you grow up? Was there sex shaming
Absolutely
in your
not.
house? Or was there encouragement? Because when I say I got that for sure.
Yeah, it's
shaming.
religion.
Oh, for sure.
When you
Religion.
grow up with
For
religion,
sure.
I didn't
it's
have
a big
religion
thing
in my
your
house. My parents were
Listen,
not.
I
My
went to
mother's an
Oakwood
atheist.
Academy, in Oakwood University, which you were not able. Dorms are not. You don't go in the men's and women's dorms
No
are separate.
co-ed.
You got to be in at 10:30 at night, or you've got an issue. It was very much like that, and that's all the way through till you graduate from college.
Yeah,
So
but there's the afternoons.
but
I'm just saying.
but you can't. But yeah, unless you're gonna do it in the grass at the pasture. Okay, Whitney. Whitney's
Just
the
pick
one.
your spot.
Whitney
I mean, I
got
just
kicked
feel
out.
like
She's kicked out of Oakwood
I've
2 days after she starts.
No, because I'm good. I know how to do it in a way that is discreet.
It's quiet.
And yet
She's doing it right now.
out in the yeah, I used to do it in the golf course right over at Rancho. I mean,
So does
during the day.
anything scare you guys about promiscuity at all? Like, are you afraid of diseases? Are you afraid
I'm
of
safe? I don't have.
random
hookups with unsafe people. And I will say this: don't know how many guys I've had sex with once, but I know how many guys I've had sex with more than once because many of you are disappointing. So I mean, I'm not trying to be jacked up.
And by the
but,
way, that was going to be my next truth thing on the
there's
table.
not been a lot of guys.
How
that I've had sex
forward
with
are
more than
we as
once.
ladies to be able to say for real in the moment what we want and what we don't want? Is anybody here the one that goes, "Oh, what is that?" No.
Well,
Yes.
this one has a wonderful story.
I want to hear
For her
it.
34th birthday.
Killing me.
We come on with
I
it.
was in Vegas. It was my 35th because Andrew was here. It's my 35th birthday, and I went to Vegas with my girlfriends, and I wanted to have sex because it was my birthday. So I it was my birthday, and it was my birthday, and I ran out of money, and I wanted to gamble, and I wanted to have sex, and so everybody else went up to the rooms. And that's what happened. And I went to the tables and I found some nice young Mexico City little Mexican boys, very nice. And we had a great time and we gambled. And then one of them was very attractive, young. God, he was so young, which I should have known was like a no-go. So anyway, I went up to his room and
These people are legal, right?
Yes, he was probably 22 or 23. He was too young. That was my mistake. That was the mistake. I have rules about that now. But he was like 22 or 23, and we got into it, and I don't know, a few minutes into it, I was like, This is not working for me, and it's my birthday, and I don't believe that I should have to have bad sex on my birthday. So you need to get up. And I made him get up.
Wow.
And he got up. And he was like, are you serious? And I was like, I am deadly serious. You must get up now. You have to go.
Not the accent.
See, I'm the one that's like, oh, let's just cuddle. That's what I would.
I would have cuddled.
I mean,
No.
I don't know. I would be like, oh wait,
Whitney's a man-eater.
Wait, let's
She's a man-eater.
just cuddle for a little while, and then I'd eventually get up.
Layla, question for you in the
You're
chat
nice.
room. Have you ever wanted to be in a group, or would you consider being part of a group?
She
Yeah.
is.
Hey.
I am. I would like a music group.
Yeah.
I've never. Sometimes I would like to be in a group because there are nights on stage that people say it looks effortless. There are nights on stage where I literally would like to fake a seizure and just lay down until you guys all leave. But the thought of being in a group is interesting because other people carry the weight of it, so that would be interesting. But lately, I've been flirting in my mind with putting together a super group of girls. So like,
What
me,
would be a
So who would it
super
be?
group?
Who would it be?
okay.
Like almost like what was the
You mean?
Here's who I want.
Okay.
I want me, Jasmine,
Sullivan?
King, the three girls getting King, and Napalm from Hiatus Coyote. I think that would be because we all play. And sing.
So it could be like a
Yeah, it would
the
be a band.
Bionic Band.
Josie and the Super Pussycats.
Can we make that work?
Who plays the bass?
I don't know.
Raquel.
Michelle, maybe. Maybe Michelle
Oh, yeah,
would be in our
okay.
group.
Indigocello?
Yeah. Or
We love her, too.
Esperanza.
Somebody
I was gonna say
said,
Esperanza.
Sadia said lettucey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or Lettucey, or I mean, we don't need that many singers, but we need people that can play instruments as well. We need like a full on. We need Sheila E.
I was like, Sheila E.
That would
And
be
Terry
a
Lee
bomb.
Carrington.
That would be bomb.
Yeah, it'd be cool, right?
That'd be really cool. T, you have the blank stare. Do you approve? Do you approve of this?
No, I approve.
Okay.
T approves. She loves music.
Yes.
That would be the bomb.
And that's where I think in my this group of friends I might be a misfit. I love music, but I'm not a music like efficient. I'm like
You are.
You just took me to that amazing jazz thing Monday. That
because they
last
asked me
week.
to come.
I got to tell you, I mean, I tried to leave, and I couldn't leave. It was so good. You like music. You like good music.
You're into music.
I like
You're into
people.
music.
Yeah, but you love music too.
Do
you
I?
you made some good calls on the road. Would you want to hear Prince "Do Me, Baby"?
I did.
Isn't that what she was?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I could never done before.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yes and yes and yes and yes. So that's the question for the music group. What about right quick? Just that I always meant to. Did I ever ask you this? You and your shoes off stage. Are we done with that? Was that a phase? Being barefoot.
Like a 72-year phase? No, I still.
Well, because the last time I saw you, you had on shoes. I was the last concert I went to. We were all together, and I went to Vegas when you were on the road with Mary.
Yes.
And you were wearing shoes.
On tour with Mary, I wore shoes because the set was shorter.
Okay.
And because my look was a little more athletic.
It was.
Like I was wearing a lower shoe, so I just kept the shoes on. But people were in my DMs like, I came to see your concert and you didn't look like you sound. Why weren't you wearing a gown?
What people?
Here's
so
the thing I
confused.
know.
I'm so confused.
That my voice makes people assume that they know me. That's really what's happening, which is a good thing. But they have a thing for what the voice sounds like. I should be wearing an evening gown. I should be standing on a pulpit. I should be on a mountain with a bale of
I know
cotton.
several men that are so in love with Layla's voice
that
they scare me because I'm like, you sound like she would be locked up as a slave. Like if oh my God, I would marry her. She's like my dream.
They just think that.
And I'm thinking, is that all you would want done? It's just somebody to sit and say yes forever. And I'm like,
no
also
no
have-
objectification
You're like,
there at
no,
all.
you're not.
Not at
No,
all.
you're not.
But that's the thing
But
too. You also have, you're married to a 10-time Grammy Award winner, 10 times.
Yeah, 10 times.
So I mean, you also have, you understand that, once someone leaves the stage, what it's actually like, and people that don't get to see behind the curtains or get to see the whiz, they're just like,
Yeah, it's cool when you go to the show.
well, I mean, it's still. Don't get me twisted. Don't get it twisted. Her talent is unparalleled. Period in the whole universe. For real, for real. So I, as a friend, I recognize it's not like I'm like what? It's just Marla. It is, but when on a musical level, I recognize it to be just genius, just gift.
I want to gay marry you when you sing. I'm like, oh my
Whitney,
God,
are we gonna have to worry
I'm
about
so
you?
in love with you. I am.
I want to gay marry you.
Because I mean, it's just there's something, and I always feel like you're singing to me. I feel like you're singing just to me.
That's a testament,
and that's how
I
I
appreciate
feel.
it.
And I'm like, I love her so much. And it happens, and then I do love her so much.
Whitney's throwing panties, and Layla's like, "Get in the car. Get in the car. We're going home. Get the show's over. Get in the car.
No more pure for you. No more bakes for you."
There's something about my voice that reminds people of their mothers. That's what I really think is happening.
Interesting.
And now everyone wants to tell you who to.
Not
Not your mama.
Not Carol.
I don't.
They're making groups for you here online. Esperanza Spalding. They want.
Absolutely.
Yes, Esperanza.
She's the greatest.
She's amazing.
Yeah. Yes. So, well, you know what? Anything else that you guys have on the table? Anything on anybody's mind? Am I the only one that has all kind of questions all the time about everything in life, every day, all day?
Right.
It's always
Probably.
me. You think so?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think Layla, I was asking you about having a fan experience. Would you be? What do you feel about that? Is you were dating somebody who was a fan before you eat that cracker?
Haven't I always been dating someone who's a fan, kind of little?
That's the point. That's the point. How do you put that aside? And
I can't, because it's just me. And there was a time when I said maybe people are sometimes attracted to me because of music. And I told Raquel that. Do you think that? And she said, well, yeah, but it's a part of who you are. So that's,
Yeah, because the point of that is everyone has something that draws their attraction. There are like Adonises that'll walk in the room and you're just like, oh my God, he's so fine. And that is your initial catch. Yeah. It might be that someone has a lot of money, Flossie or whatever, and that is her thing.
It's my thing.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like
But if you feel like somebody is, it would make you feel some kind of way if I feel like that it's something that there's this intangible thing that doesn't really relate. It's not as far as admiration is concerned, but in a relationship. Like when you're really attracted, I want somebody to get to know me. Like all my friends know me. And it's interesting because people who say things about me and who are even in my peripheral life, I'm like, oh, well, then you don't really know me. I mean, clearly you don't know me, but you claim to be. So I'm just saying there's a requirement for that.
But don't you think if you're going to be in a relationship with them, you're going to get to know them? I mean, that's going to be the first.
But I'm saying, how does she get past their initial jump?
I have to just jump because not very many, only like maybe 16,000 people know me on site. But those are the people I encounter.
No, that's not true.
I think it's more than that, but okay. Okay.
So I have to get past that point and see what's happening past that point, because I'll never enter the room as just me if they know who I am when I get there. So.
Well, let's even take like Jermaine, for example. Like how she met him. He was her driver at a festival in Omaha. She had never been to Omaha. Ironically, I had to go the next week for work as well. So she was like, I want you to go meet him. So a week after her just meeting him as her driver, I go out to some restaurant with some of my coworkers because I wasn't going alone.
Right.
And so, I watch Dateline.
Right.
But so I met Jermaine then, you know what I mean? And it wasn't a whole big exchange because, it was probably like, I don't even know if we actually ate together. We may have just stood in the lobby and talked. But the point is that was something that happened. And then it was a long distance thing.
Yeah, people get vetted.
Mm-hmm.
They get vetted.
And then when he came to L.A., her first date, guess who was there?
You.
Yeah.
Rocks.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So,
Rocks.
So, you know what I mean? So by the time she probably actually was alone.
So is this leading us into tales of a threesome? Anyway, we'll be right back.
What?
After this message.
It's time to play the Marla and Dave.
Don't be asking about that right now.
Game. Here are Marla and Dave to explain how it works.
All right, guys, this is the
Dave's
part of the
not
show
here.
where it doesn't matter, Layla. You guys are all here. I'm here with the ladies of Chasing Summer, and we are about to play the Mad Love Game. The Mad Love Game is a game that was designed and created by David and myself. It's got 3 different categories. Each one of these categories represents the 3 things that affect most relationships: sex, finance, and communication. There's a single die that's created that you get inside your Mad Love Game, and it's got the Mad logo, which if you roll the Mad logo, then it's wild. You can pick a category, or there's lose a turn, and then the rest are the actual categories of card. I'm going to pass this over to T since she's been virtually mute this entire time. We silenced her with all of our random crazy sex talk and not. What? Go ahead and roll that die, girl. It's a Mad logo. You get to pick.
Okay.
You get to pick a Pick which category would you like? Would you like sex, money, or communication?
Communication.
She's such a good girl.
I know.
Girl, you know what? You're going straight to heaven. I just wanted to let you know that.
No, there may be some curves.
I don't know. You're going to end up in heaven. That's all I'm trying to tell you. So pick a card and hand it back to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Music, by the way.
The card says, who handles crisis better, men or women?
Oh, come on.
Women.
Now. That's not even close. Women.
Women.
It's not even close.
No, go ahead.
Next card.
Women.
Women.
Okay. The answers, by the way, are actually from the PEW Research Center, and the answer is men.
I don't care what Pew says. That's the men that
We
said
don't-
that shit.
yeah.
It said men tend to handle mid-level crisis better than women because women tend to overwhelm initially. But here's the further discussion question, which also makes the cards cool. You can have this discussion with your friends. And the question is, after the initial reaction or drama, could women be better at crisis resolution than men? And I think yes.
I'm going with yes altogether.
I'm going to go yes.
So
all
hand
the
the
way.
die. So
the
we
card
got
is
that
wrong.
one. So go ahead and hand it to Whitney. Let her roll right quick. We'll do one more.
I think the card is wrong.
I think that's faulty.
It's-
Oh, well, you know what I'm
She got a
picking.
wild card.
she's picking sex.
No, I'm picking finance. No romance without finance.
And that's a good question on the table. How important is it that whoever you guys are with be financially fit
After marriage?
right now?
Critical.
Pick one. Let her
Wow.
choose one. Okay, so the
like I'm in
question
the
is,
70s.
what is a man more likely to splurge on?
Is this a multiple choice question?
Yes.
No, it's according to Pew Research.
Well, oh, so I should just know what a man is.
Well, give me some suggestions.
I'm going to say tools
Cars or sex?
Cars.
or
sex.
electronics.
According to the PEW Research Center, men are more likely than women to say that they splurge on entertainment and recreation expenses.
Hookers.
Oh, so like
That's
a
what
hooker.
hookers.
Yeah.
Hookers.
That's why I said sex. To get sex. Yeah.
See, it brought us right back to sex. I managed to find the finance question.
And then
to
the
get you back
question
to
is,
sex.
what else do we think men will break the bank for?
Cars.
Tools and cars.
Men are gadget people.
Yeah, and me.
Yeah, are you? So would you say that you would? Yeah, hold
Yeah.
that thought. Okay, that's the Mad
I've
Love
never,
game.
Have never bought a hooker.
You- but you got a car.
She got several
Yeah.
cars.
What if the hooker came in the car? Anyway, that's the Mad Love game. You can get your own Mad Love game right by logging on www.marlandave.com and clicking Mad Merch, and your game will be shipped to you. It's a fun game to play with friends. I've been threatening, and I promise you, I'm going to have a Mad X, and it's going to be Mad X because mostly everybody wants to pick the sex cards, especially when you're grown. It's the grown and sexy. Can you hand me that die, please, Ty? Thank you. All right, we'll be right back.
David is a thinker.
I never do anything without thinking about it first.
Marla is a feeler.
I basically wear my personality on my sleeve.
But when Marla and Dave get together, it's like a match dancing with a firecracker. This is the Marla and Dave radio show on the Universal Broadcast Network.
All right, before we get back to the show, I want to bring up the results of the poll results on last week's poll question. Is the recreational use of marijuana less harmful than alcohol? The choices were yes, no, and neither. So what do you guys think right quick?
I mean, what do I think other people think?
What do you think? What if you're clicking on this and you're voting because people
You
voted?
said for young people?
People, period. Is the
Oh,
recreational
no,
use
I'm
of
all about
marijuana
it.
less harmful? Is it less harmful to smoke weed than it is to drink
It's
alcohol?
less harmful
I
to
think
me.
it's less harmful.
It's less harmful to me.
Okay, so it's 42% of people said that it is definitely less harmful. 25% said no, that alcohol is equally harmful, and 33% said they're on the same par.
I would say if you just said consume it, it's definitely less. Like just consume it by drinking.
Well, that's a whole nother kind of conversation. Yeah, because the questions were, it's an herb, hashtag it's an herb, hashtag still a foreign substance, or hashtag both are harmful. So, I mean, I think that anything done, too much mechanic could make you sore. Could hurt. I'm just saying too much of anything is a bad thing. That's what I'm really saying. What I'm saying is all things done in moderation on some level, but I don't know. You're talking about altered states, so it just depends. So,
But even just health-wise, even done in moderation, though, don't you think alcohol could have like a worse effect on your liver?
Absolutely.
I think to your body for sure, because it's synthetic.
Yeah.
Anything that's, to be totally honest, that's just a fact. And I think that, don't even get me started, it would erase so much with pharmaceutical if we would use herbs and things that, there's a lot of medicinal products out there in the world that, but they don't get to make any money off of it because they're not, right? The drug companies.
Yeah, most drugs are just synthesized herbs. That they've done is they've taken the property of herbs that already exist in the world and they've synthesized it so that they can commodify it.
Okay, so next week, the poll question, go to the website, marlandave.com. The question on the table, what percentage of unmarried men desire to marry a virgin?
7.
Hashtag
7.
Hashtag 100. Hashtag
7.
75. Hashtag 50%, 25%, or 0.
I'm thinking 0.
It's going to be
7.
very interesting to
That's a good
see.
number.
I think it's 7%.
Yeah, I don't think
Pull
it's-
that out of your ass.
I think it's 7%.
I don't think it's that many.
That's going to be interesting.
I don't think
That's going to be interesting. Tune in next week. You get the results of the poll. We'll be right back.
Can you handle the truth? This is modern American dialogue in a mad world from two unique, fresh, transparent perspectives. This is the Marla and Dave radio show.
Get married.
That's why I'm a
So just so
millennial.
you guys know, this is just, I know it seems weird that these are the types of topics that we have. We just hang out as friends. We hang out all the time. But we also do talk about music, and I'd be remiss to have Lalah here and not talk about what you have coming up and music in general. I kind of want to know who you think is hot. Like who's on deck for you right now?
Who's on deck? I'm listening to AOE. I'm listening to a lot of old records. There are new records out right now. I'm not so into what's happening right at this very, very moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of in an old music space right now.
So what when you're listening, what makes you go, oh, like your eyebrow goes up for when I say what, I don't mean an artist. I mean like musically, what do you hear that's exciting to you? Is it vocal stuff? Is it what jumps out?
It depends. I like as long as it sounds good and sounds like there's love and the intent to create something great. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be house music, it can be sung music, it can be gospel music, it can be instrumental music, jazz. Doesn't really matter to me.
Lalah, you're also very entertaining and funny.
Thanks.
Would you ever consider transitioning and doing some film stuff?
Yes.
I think you should work with Key and Peele.
That's a good one.
I'm obsessed with
That's a
Jordan
good
Peele.
one.
I'm
Yeah,
obsessed
yeah.
with Jordan.
I think
Definitely.
that is such a right
I
match.
have been for a
That
long
would be
time.
perfect, right?
I met them at a
dead
function
on.
and they didn't know who I was really, so I just ran up to them because I was embarrassed. And I was
Should have
like,
taken Rocky with you. She'd have fixed it.
"You guys are hilarious. Nice to meet you."
But I think they have. I mean, it's like no judge. I think they have white moms though. I mean, if they had, I don't think. Yeah, I think they.
Well-
and not that there's anything wrong with that at all.
But you're
That's
just
not what
saying
I'm
that
suggesting.
their introduction to
The
right.
introduction to Lalah. I mean,
Yeah.
I knew
They
about
may
you
not know who
the
I
minute
am.
you came out with it because my dad was like, he got a daughter. He got a daughter. Lord have mercy, he got a daughter. Seriously, that was my dad's reaction. So by the time before you even, the minute he heard about you, I knew.
Your dad.
So, he does. Yeah. So,
I appreciate it. Yes, I'm obsessed with both of them. You know what's really great to me right now is we are sort of living through some of the worst times in history.
Indeed.
To be marginalized or be black or be female or be in this country and not happy. But in terms of art, and particularly black art right now, we are living in a really super great time. Wakanda time, yeah. I mean, there's so much to be
Wakandans.
happy about in that space with Ava and Lena and Donald Glover and Key and Peele and Tiffany, and I mean, there's so much new talent coming up out of the woodwork right now. I'm excited.
And as am I, because I think that it's more than time that we get our just due, not
we
just
went
to
through a
be.
period of silence, like in the late '90s. We had all those great movies, and then
And
there was
music,
nothing.
too.
And music too. And
Listen,
then
they
it was
gave us Barack Obama. That's all you got. When he gone, now you can have some more shit.
Now
But
lay down.
We gave you Barack Obama.
So it's our fault. It's our fault. 'cause
It's
we voted
everything.
for him.
Somebody told me earlier
Okay.
today.
And
So, yes.
I
Okay.
was very disturbed. I knew that would happen, and I said that. I said the thing about it is
Snap
there's
back.
some tokenship to this.
Absolutely.
Like all of a sudden, he's still one black man who's extraordinary, who was out in front in public, But it doesn't mean that it's almost like, yeah, okay, well, you guys got this. And so nothing else magnificent exists amongst us.
A lot of people will fight you and say that the world is post-racial past that.
I don't think
but
they're saying that today.
Yeah, we know.
Not
what
in the face
is.
of
we
what's
know
his
what
face.
the truth is, though.
Yeah.
And
They said that after their fair
that's
share of alcohol and weed combined.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that's one more thing that I wanted to touch on, which I said this to Layla in private the other day, and I'm saying it in public. One of the things that I tip my hat to you for is that you have no problem, despite your musical platform, which is legendary, saying what really matters, and you speak up about politics, which I love it because you speak for truth, and so you don't shy away from just being truthful, even though your little episodes with Fuck Trump were that was. Can we get a little snippet of the jingle?
Let me just tell you how dismayed I was the other day that I was on my Twitter and this beautiful woman of color came in and told me to make America great again because she supports Donald Trump, and I just felt like, what's happening? That's like my biggest pet peeve.
But what did you say to her,
Layla?
Layla?
Negroes in the
Did
Trump
you respond?
I mean, it's so weird.
It is.
It's like I just want to go listen here, Uncle Ruckus.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't understand you.
Yeah.
He does not. He's not for you
At all.
You can't go in the front
He's
door.
not
of
for
his house.
anyone.
Anybody.
I'm
You know
with
what? I
Whitney.
say this all the
He's
time.
not for any. He's for himself.
It is the same thing as
He is not for anyone.
If Don King had have run as the Democratic nominee and John Kasich had have been the reasonable alternative, while I do not support anything John Kasich supports, I do recognize that he's, human and rational and not orange. He doesn't paint himself orange at 70 years old and want to have sex with his daughter. I'm sorry, to me, forget your politics.
Wait a minute.
Those are...
Ladies and gentlemen, listen.
I'm just saying. He wants to have sex with his daughter. Every one of the women, the porn stars, all of them, they're like, you remind me of your daughter.
And
that's
listen,
just gross.
Ivanka, the son's wives look like Ivanka too.
I think it's a little creepy. I think I am convinced. I'm sorry. I am convinced. I don't have any... This is not libelous or slanderous. This is just my own theoretical. I am and plus she married like an Orthodox Jew, and he hates Jews too. So I feel like she married an Orthodox Jew to get away from her dad, and I feel like I'm convinced he did something to her. She, to me, behaves like the daughter of somebody who was molested by her father, and he is so disgusting. I can't imagine that he would have stopped himself from that. What has he ever stopped himself from? Nothing.
A good question.
Sorry, that's just a theory. I don't have any proof of that. I could be wrong, but I doubt it.
What are we gonna be looking forward to? What can we hear? What can give us?
I have a remix bundle coming out. I'm playing in LA July 21st in the Marina. It's a free show.
Burton Chase Park.
Definitely come.
I'm gonna be there.
Yes, then that's Ma's birthday, so we're gonna have a July 21st. Oh, congratulations!
That's right after Walkie's birthday too.
Come to the show. So I'm working on a record. I have the record out right now, which is called Honestly, and a lot of people are mad that there's no saxophone or smooth jazz on it, but it's okay. We're gonna just move on to the next record.
Right. Do you care about? I mean, when I say that. As a creator?
No, not really. Because I have to express myself, and whatever that means. In a year to work with Nancy Wilson and Kendrick Lamar and Snoop Dogg and Kirk Whalum or Kirk Franklin, I can go wherever I want to go. And so I have to honor that in myself. But it's just one record. It's just 30 minutes in the span of the last 30 years that I've been making records.
Right. For sure. And I know how Snoop Dogg would have answered the poll question. Definitely. He was in that 42%. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Yeah.
I love that album.
It's legal now.
Yes.
Thank you.
And by the way,
honestly,
me too.
I do. I play
Me too.
I love that
I have
album.
it on
I think it's
constant play in my
amazing,
car.
and I think people
Thank
should
you.
break out of their ideas about people and just enjoy
so
the
much.
music.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, she doesn't belong to herself. She belongs to her audience.
And so, I ask you this every time. Go. You can head out with one thing. Is the final truth question? Are you gonna do a collaboration or a album that's just with your dad's songs?
Maybe.
Really?
Okay, text me when you do that, so
All
I
right.
can just
Okay.
so I can know what's
Dear
up.
Marla,
No, just say it's happening.
it's happening now.
Here we go,
I think my father might just smooth die.
ladies. Thank you guys so much. We got a lot of fun shows as well
Thanks for having us.
coming out. I really appreciate you guys coming to hang with me. I'm flying solo till June, So anytime you want to stop back by the Madhouse, Whitney, you're
I'm
all
a
up.
doubler.
Yeah.
I'm a doubler.
She's double dipping. So we appreciate you. Thanks, Ty, for coming out. Thyris, T, Whitney, Rocky, and Lay. I'm Marla. I'll see you guys next week. You don't know who my host is going to be, so you better not miss it. Just show up. I'll see you guys.
All right.
Yeah, tell them. She's bossy.
She told you.